Hi everyone, it's Lehman with Lace Covered Skies, and we're here today to work on this little folio again. I did 2 tutorials previously. So in the last video, we finished up the front cover and the back inside, and in the first video, we started everything, and we mainly worked on the inside front cover as well as the front of the entire folio. So we have constructed up to this point, and these basically started as file folders. So we are going to continue on, and we're going to make the little center pocket here today, and probably there's going to be one more video, at least one more, where we make all the journaling cards. But for right now, we are going to be making the center. So I am looking for this. All right, I had printed this. This is from Adamo Prints, and I printed this onto file folder, and I printed it onto the side with the writing. So we're gonna have to figure out how to fix that. But this is gonna go in here and become this pocket. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I think we're going to work on this side right here. I am going to be cutting a circle, an oval, and I should have gotten my big shot out first. So I'm gonna leave you guys. So what I did with this piece is I die cut it with this little design. I got this in a Temu haul a while back, but I really love it. It's so pretty, and it cuts well. What we're gonna do is make a little window in here. So I think I'm gonna first, I need to cover this up. So let's work on that first. I'm gonna do a belly band, I think. So it's probably gonna go up to that height, which means that I'm making a little window right here. So I'm gonna have to cut off a little section of this to make that window. And I'm just gonna eyeball it and say that it should go to here. Yeah, to about right there. And the white can be seen through this, which I can't really do anything about because I don't have any blue inking. So let's just go ahead and cut this. Which I think it's my blade that is not sharp enough. So let's hope this turns out well. Okay. So I am going to cut a little circle here. So we should actually first, I'm going to glue this down first. I'm trying to decide if this should go down a little more, and this, I think we'll do that. I would have liked for this to be wider, but it's not, so we're just gonna have to work with that. And this is a little bit too wide, so let me go ahead and see if I can cut it to the right size. I usually don't cut it to the right size. All right. So yeah, this has to go this way. They're mirror images of each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a little belly band right here. I need to go grocery shopping today after this, and it's Sunday, which is not going to be fun. I have been meal prepping salads, and it's been so much more, it's been so convenient because there's always a salad to eat. All right. I'm going to keep talking, but I'm putting my microphone down because I need to go get my big shot. So I'm going to leave this here for you guys to take a look at. So here we have my big shot. And my dice. I don't know, I might have to use a round die for this. And I should, let's move this out from under here. And you guys can take a look at my dies with me, hopefully. This is the die that I used to make that design. I love it. It's one of my new favorites, I think. I need to find the right size. This one might be too big. I want it to be an oval. I mean, this could work. It's not going to be a pocket, so I think it's okay that it's not, I think it's okay that it is not exactly leaving a lot of room. I think we can go with that. Let me straighten this out. So we're going to cut a little oval shape in the middle of all of this. I just stepped on my purse. That was that noise. All right. So let's cut this. Actually, that's really risky because these parts are not all interconnected. It might just crumble apart. Let's just try it. Because the ends right here are not fully connected, so I feel like it's going to just flake off. I don't have any more of this color paper. That's part of the issue. I mean, I wonder how it's going to look if I just make a circle. And I wonder if... I think we'll just go with a circle. We're just going to have to improvise because I don't want to risk now. The only problem is that it's not centered. So if I do this, you know what, it'll just have to be off center. Let's go with this. I'm just going to put it about there and we'll see what happens. I tend to go over it many times. So there we have that. It looks pretty good. I think I should corner punch it because it's a little bit off. It's a little bit not even because of all the design, all the design, like design parts. All right. Let's try corner punching this. I feel like I'm pushing my luck. This design is very delicate because it's so intricate. But it was nice that it came off really well. I didn't have to weed a lot of it. That is a little bit weird. Let me... It looks weird because this side of the design did not end in the same place as this side. So I think that's why it's looking a little weird. But we can just put it right here. Not ideal. But we're just gonna go with it. The original one looks a lot better. So I might do something to jazz this up a little bit. Maybe I should just purposely make it go on this side. Yeah, I think that's better. And move it up a little bit. So I think we'll do that. Can't remember what kind of glue I used on this. But maybe we'll start with this and then use art glitter glue for the smaller areas because I don't want this catching on anything. But I have been meal prepping salads, and the secret to that is buying the right containers. That's what I realized. I had been going to Marshall's and Home Goods and Ross to look for containers to put the salad in, because when you meal prep vegetables, raw vegetables, they have to be completely dry or else they go bad. So I found this round container with 2 layers, like 2 stories, let's say. And I put lettuce on the bottom layer, which is not compartmentalized. And the top layer has 3 compartments. It's like a circle divided into 3 sections, like a pie. And what I've been doing is I do 1 day of washing. So 1 day where I'll wash all the vegetables and I let them air dry. I have a salad spinner, but I don't tend to use it a lot. But I let it air dry for the rest of the day after I wash it. And if it's not completely dry yet, I'll even leave it to dry in the fridge, so that it won't go bad. And air drying it is good because I don't have to use a ton of paper towels, which gets expensive. So I let it really dry, and then if I have to eat a salad that day, I'll just cut it from that batch, And then, okay, there. I let it dry completely. And then, that's 1 day, and usually that day I'll make a dressing. I try to make my own dressing. It doesn't happen all the time, but that's what I try to do. I've been doing this peanut dressing, which is really good. It's kind of like Asian inspired, and I want to try a homemade ranch dressing. And then I also want to try to do a potato salad 1 day and use that as my dressing for the week. And so that's 1 day. And then the next day I will, once everything's dry, then I cut everything. I don't cut the lettuce. I cut the lettuce on the day that I'm going to eat it, but the other vegetables, which are usually whatever's organic and inexpensive at Trader Joe's. That's the vegetables I go for. So I usually get I'm gonna collage here, but I don't want to cover up too much of the flour because it's pretty. I usually get carrots. I try to buy organic. So carrots, green beans, which are not my favorite, but they're easy to buy and prepare. Cilantro, green onions. What else? And then I'll usually get organic corn from Costco and then just cook up a batch once a week. And then, so I cook up a batch once a week. And then some kind of garbanzo beans, or today I'm doing lentils. And then so it's like a compartment, right? Like 3 sections. So I just put and then I chop up the carrots, the green beans, the green onions, the whatever else I have, right? I might do peas one time. although that's not my favorite in a salad. And then in each section, I'll put like some carrots, corn, and then just like lay them all out. And every time I make a salad, I just open it up. I do olives too. And I take a couple scoops from each variety of vegetable and put it into my salad. So it's a great way to get like a ton of vegetables in. Hopefully like 10 servings of vegetables with homemade dressing. And sometimes I will be unhealthy and get like tuna salad or potato salad from the market and use it as my dressing. That's why I want to make my own potato salad. Okay, where did my glue go? Okay. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So it's been, it doesn't, I don't know how much time it saves because cutting and washing vegetables takes a long time. I feel like it takes longer to do that than to cook. But at least it's not every day that you're preparing. So on the second day, I chop everything. It's all dry already, so I put it into the containers. And then that's it for the salads for the week. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna put some book corners on. In one of my Temu hauls, probably like not the last one, but the one before it, I got these tiny little book corners that were way smaller than I thought they would be, but they are perfect for this little project, and I think they're so cute. So I need my pliers and I'm gonna grab some plastic here. What are we at? 22 minutes. I always use glossy accents with any kind of book cover. So let's pray that. Actually, we need to decorate the other side. So we are going to flip this over and decorate this side before we put the book corner on. I am just going to use some of this. This is stencil coffee dyed paper. And we are going to put this side down first. think this time I can really use this up. I'm going to save this cap, I think. All right. Now this is coffee dyed paper, so I really want to make sure it's glued down really good. But yeah, so after making this video, I'm going to be going to the market, which it's Sunday right now. So that's probably not going to be the funnest. Especially Trader Joe's. Why is it that Trader Joe's, like every Trader Joe's, the parking lot is always a mess? Like, I don't understand. Ever since the literal 90s, like every single Trader Joe's parking lot is a mess. I think because they choose, in order to keep costs down, this is just my theory. In order to keep the overhead down, they choose like a smaller building. So that makes the parking lot smaller, of course. But a lot of people go to Trader Joe's, so even though they don't have a lot of merchandise that they have to hold, they have a lot of customers coming. So it's like mayhem in the parking lot. Like absolute mayhem all the time. I mean, it's really cool that they try to keep the cost down. Because I think Trader Joe's is like one of the last places on earth where their prices have not skyrocketed. So that is really nice. And I drink this one coffee from Trader Joe's. It's the instant coffee. It's like a Colombian bean or something. But it's an instant coffee. And I was so obsessed with it before, and the price was fairly decent. I can't remember what it was now. What is happening with this? All right. But I would literally buy like 10 at a time before, and then around 2021 or so, I think it was 2021, it wasn't on the shelf anymore. So I asked about it, and they said that they're looking for a new supplier because the old supplier raised their prices, and they didn't want to continue with that supplier because they didn't want to pass the cost on to the customer. I feel, on the one hand, I really appreciate that they're basically doing everything they can to not raise the price in their store. But on the other hand, I really liked that coffee. And I still have a few bottles left because I literally bought like 10 at a time. But it's gonna run out soon. And I like drinking instant coffee just because I don't have to mess with a coffee maker, and it's fast. Do you guys like a certain instant coffee? If you do, if you really like one, leave it down in the comments, because I'm gonna have to try a new one soon. And I would rather it be instant, even though that's probably not the best. Alright, so we're going to make this a skinny pocket in that way. So how do you guys feel about Trader Joe's? They will try to keep their costs down, but then that means they discontinue things, apparently, based on this coffee, if it gets too expensive to get it. But their prices are really good. They have organic produce for a very reasonable price. They have things that are under $5, which I feel is rare these days. Like in any other market, it's hard to find anything under $5. Like even a little bag of chips, junk food, they're all over $5 now, I think. At least where I'm at. It's crazy. All right. So now, uh-oh, I made a mistake. I should have put the hinge in under here. It's too late for that. So if you guys are following along, I hope you didn't already glue down. I should have put the hinge in before decorating this side. So I'm probably going to end up collaging along here or along the whole thing. We'll deal with that later. For now, we are going to put the book corners on this side because it's going to hinge in right here. So this is going to be the free side. So I have these tiny little book corners. And they're not hard to put in, but I just feel like it's harder to tell if they're in there securely. So I am just gonna put some glue right here. I have the worst time with glossy accents clogging up all the time. I feel like the more I use the needle, the bigger this plastic opening is becoming because it's not a very strong plastic. It's like splitting the top too. All right. Let's put some glue here. Hopefully that was good enough. I'm gonna have to cut the tip of this glue. this nozzle thing. I don't know if that was a good or a bad idea, but all right, I hope that's enough glue. And what I'm going to do is put it in this way and then turn it so there's a little bit of glue on both sides, and just kind of hold it in there a little bit. I think I'm gonna let it kind of dry like mascara for a little bit and then go ahead and work on this side before clamping it down. Let it get a little bit tacky. Gonna do the same to this side, just to have more even coverage. All right. Hopefully this is pretty dry. I like to put a little bit of plastic around here. Make sure that it's in there evenly, and then clamp it down. I've seen those corner clampers, and I really want to get them because I'm terrible at making this even. But I do like these book corners. I think they're very cute looking and they add some variety. Although clamping it around just a piece of cardstock is, I mean, it's a testament to the book corner, or maybe the glue, that it holds on so well, because it barely has anything to hold on to, because the paper is, this isn't a book cover, you know, it's just a piece of cardstock. So we are then going to put this little hinge on, which I should have put it on earlier, but that's fine. That's how crafting goes, right? I think I will ink it. Going on like this, so I'm gonna have to ink this side. I might end up putting some handmade tape. Actually, I think I will do that. So let's do that to kind of fix this problem. Which, if I'm gonna do that, let's ink later. So I love this handmade tape mainly because the tape is so strong. And I do use it a lot. If you guys get a package from me, you guys will probably see some of this handmade tape on the package. It's a very sturdy tape. This has a blue tint to it, so I'm trying to decide if I want to go with it, although it's very sheer. Or I could use this one. I need to make more of this. I think we'll go with that one, with the more script type design. So we're going to go from there to here. And the way I like to do this, because I'm not good at aligning things, as you guys can probably already tell. I like to peel just a tiny part of it and align that little part, because you can control a small area and make sure it's like square in there. And even then, it's not a guarantee. So I put it in like that, and then I remove it bit by bit. As you can see, it's very sheer, so that's why I love this tape. It's really cool if you have like a floral print and you tape down a book page, because the text comes through. So it really is a favorite of mine. And then we'll just continue inking this to blend it in a little bit. I think it blends in nicely because it's so sheer. And hopefully that fixes this hinge problem. I don't know, I think it's not fixing the problem, because now that's just so stark. So let's just try. We might as well try just layering some flowers over it. I think I'm gonna go with this type of like collagey, blocky look, and see what happens. Because I do want it to be a little bit collagey to kind of mask that we're trying to mask something else. Let me ink this part since it's a little bit just stark white. Let's go this way. The thing about crafting is it's very easy to fix mistakes. Paper is very forgivable, unlike wood or something. Okay, let's see if this makes it worse or better. You see how it's sheer, so it's really coming through. I think that made it a little bit better because it blends things in more. I had a few kits of this double-sided tape and a bunch of napkins for my D-stash. So if you want to try this out, you might want to check out my Etsy shop to see if it's still there. But I really do love this tape. I think that looks good, especially because paper is going to be coming in here and it's going to cover things up. So I think that was a good fix. Maybe I want to ink it up a little bit darker, just a little bit. And then we're going to be hinging this on like this. So I'm just making a mental note before I go for it, so I don't make another mistake. So let's do one side first. And I think I'm gonna let this dry before hinging it onto the actual folio, because I really want to make sure this is secure on there. So I think I'm gonna let this dry, but in the next video we will hinge it on so that you guys can see that part of it and see how it looks with the tape over it, see how it blends. But we'll do that in the next video, where we will also be making journaling cards for all of these pockets that we have created in this folio. So we'll be making pockets for everything. Hopefully that can be done in one video. But yeah, let me go ahead and ink this up a little bit. I think I was gonna do this earlier, but it wasn't dry yet. So we can do that right now. But let me know if you guys have any questions about making this. And I will see you in the next video. I'm off to Trader Joe's. Send me good vibes that is not going to be too crazy. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye everyone.